Hello everybody and welcome back to Popcorn Cinema. Today, as you can see, we are doing something a little bit different. This mostly stems from the fact that I'm tired of spending hours and hours editing videos just to get them copyrighted by YouTube. So yeah, we're just gonna go with this. So this is what I look like, and yeah, cool. I hope this hopefully brings more of an interesting dynamic to the channel. I'm also changing the way I script my videos, so that might also bring some change. So we'll see how it goes. These lights I have shining into my eyes are so bright, you have no idea. My retinas are on fire. Today we're going to be doing Cinderella, which I actually did earlier today. Well, not even earlier today, but like 2 days ago, and I finished editing today, but YouTube said no to that, so we just have to completely redo it. So let's just jump directly into this and see how it goes. Right, so Camila Cabello's Cinderella, the 2021 version, is basically the exact same story as the regular Cinderella, except in this version, Cinderella, or Ella as she's actually called, wants to make a business because somehow she got this interest in making dresses. I don't even know where that would have come up, honestly, but we'll just go with it, I guess. Now this honestly already doesn't make any sense for the time period they're in, but I guess who am I to judge when they're saying stuff like poppin' and talking about wind turbines? So I guess the last thing we should be concerned about is the socioeconomic status and, you know, what would have happened and what would have happened in this time period. But either way, I think when you're making a movie, it's important to establish exactly when it is, or if you don't want to do that, establish that it takes place in a sort of unknown, unmarked timeline, you know? But anyways, long story short, incredibly long story short, because this movie is like 2 hours long for some reason, I couldn't tell you why. Everything pretty much plays out exactly the same way it would have, with the exception being that the evil stepmother finds out that Ella is the one with the glass slipper, but instead of like shunning her or hoarding her away to try and pretend like her or one of Ella's other sisters are the ones who own the slipper, she actually encourages Ella to marry the prince so she can help their family. So that's really the only major difference, and you know, as you can already assume, that's not that major. That doesn't really change the story. Now all this is happening while the prince, Prince Robert, his dad is putting a lot of pressure on him to try and become a king and to marry someone and to expand, basically just marry to expand his dad's territory or his outreach. And obviously, if you've seen the movie, you'd know that Robert has no interest in any of this. Although he says he does, but I don't really believe him, especially because in the end of the movie, he ends up giving it all up to his sister. So I don't know, take whatever Robert says in this with a grain of salt. But yeah, like honestly, even the characters aren't worth mentioning. Like Ella is trying to make a dress. The evil stepmother isn't actually that evil because it's revealed that all she wants is what's best for Ella, which is a pretty sweet gesture. I mean, some people show their affection in weird ways, and the evil stepmother is certainly one of those people who falls into those categories in this alternate universe, as I'm calling it. But other than the evil stepmother, her sisters also aren't that mean to Ella, and yeah, that's it. Like, there's not really much to talk about. The king is played by Pierce Brosnan, who, is one of the James Bonds. That should be something to note, but he also did absolutely nothing. The queen, I like the actress who played her, but she also did nothing. And, Prince Robert's sister only existed to serve as a function for Robert. It was his way out. It was his escape pod, so he could go off on this adventure with Ella, because that's what ends up happening. Another queen likes Ella's dresses, so the queen takes her back with her, and they go sailing around the world to go sell dresses or whatever the heck they're gonna do. I don't know. It wasn't even made that clear. But yeah, plot and character wise, there's nothing. This movie sucks in that aspect. I mean, the movie sucks in every aspect, but there is absolutely nothing to talk about there. So let's actually talk about the budget or the special effects, or lack thereof, actually, because if you listen to certain scenes, and by certain I mean all of them, there is almost no background noise, there's almost no musical accompaniment, and the effects are just really lazy. Like, think about when the mice turn into humans, or when the humans turn back into mice. There is almost no sound effect. There's just a kind of little sound, and There's a little bit of magical dust, but not very much. I think this movie spent its entire effect budget when the butterfly who turned into the fabulous godmother, you know, did the whole transformation thing. And that looked really good. When I was watching that, I said, all their effects budget went right there. That must be what happened, because from that point on, it was just so lazy. You know, I guess this is part of the budget. This movie is a musical, by the way. So I think it's kind of weird that none of the songs, except for maybe one or two of them, were original songs. This movie literally just took from other songs like Seven Nation Army, What a Man, Material Girl. There were a lot of things, like you name it, even songs that I hadn't heard in a while, but they were all songs that existed in the world before this movie existed. Which is weird because Camila Cabello isn't an actress, and I'm gonna be quite frank here, she did an absolutely horrible job in this role because she's not an actress. But what they did do is they went out of their way to hire a singer who couldn't act. So if she couldn't at least act, why not use the one skill she had, i.e. singing? And the evil godmother is played by Idina Menzel, so why didn't Camilla and Idina just like collab or maybe independently just made songs for the movie? I don't know why they didn't do that, but that just seems kind of like a missed opportunity and like they didn't really plan things out very well. But the one song they did make, I got copyrighted for earlier, so they're really protective of that one song. Another issue I had with this movie was that I didn't feel like their accents were genuine, and I also felt like a lot of the actors dropped their accents mid-sentence, which is really weird because I looked everybody up on IMDb and they're all English. I assume they were Americans pretending to be English, but they're English. So that honestly didn't make too much sense, and it really took me out of the movie. I mean, everything about the movie took me out of the movie, but that really took me out of the movie. It's easy to get taken out of a movie you're not really into, so they really should have tried harder to like talk how they're supposed to talk. Like, I mean, what, like that would be like me talking and then accidentally switching to a different accent. Like that doesn't happen because it doesn't make sense. I don't know. In conclusion, this movie sucked. I'm gonna keep this pretty short, mostly because I've already done this video before. The original version of this video was over 25 minutes long, and obviously I don't really feel like going through all that again, but I mean, there's not much to say about it. Like, the movie was bad. There's nothing like super deep to talk about. There's no deep themes. It's a movie that really shouldn't have existed, and I'm not really sure why they made it. It didn't hit any, it wasn't a Cinderella movie, and it wasn't its own thing either. I honestly found myself forgetting that Ella's whole character arc here was supposed to be her making a dress company, because I feel like that didn't really happen. Like, yeah, she talked about it, but that's pretty much the extent of it. She didn't really pursue it, except in that one scene where she talked to that queen. And then other than that, I forgot about it. Even in the end of the movie where she was rushing to get to the queen before she left on her boat, I forgot that's where she was running. I thought she was just kind of running because she wanted to, and that's bad. That's just bad. It means I'm not interested, and if I'm not interested, odds are other people probably won't be interested either. So, you know. But yeah, like I said, gonna keep this pretty short. First time I've done a video in this format, at least for a while. It's definitely the first time I've done a video in this format on this channel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to hear your opinions on other videos, I mean not videos, but movies I could watch, and I will watch them and we'll talk about them. So thank you if you guys made it to the end. You deserve a reward, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.